This is going to be a guide to buying your first lifting belt, the most important things that you should look out for and the things that you should avoid. First and foremost, no levers. Get a belt that has either one or two prongs, similar to this. This is my belt here. It has a single prong right there. I'm going to put a picture of a two-prong belt up here, but the reason why you want to do this is because the lever belts, they usually have a screw that you need the screwdriver to adjust, and for someone who's just starting out, you're going to be adjusting the tension of the belt constantly to get what feels comfortable for you, and you might feel differently from day to day on what is comfortable. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to knock in a lever belt because it's going to be a pain in the ass. You're going to have to carry a screwdriver with you in your gym bag. Just avoid it entirely. Number two, you want to get a belt that is the same thickness throughout. If you see here, here's my belt again. Same thickness throughout the entire belt. You have these goofy belts that have like a back pad. They ride up and they're uncomfortable for when you're squatting, and they also don't provide as much support because they're thinner in one area and thicker in the other, and they have this goofy like foam or like some type of cushiony pad instead of where, there should be leather. Number three, you want to get something that's made out of leather or other similar material. This belt's leather. I've also heard from my former powerlifting coach, who is vegan, that they make like vegan type leather substitute things. If you're really like against leather, you can do that. But generally other types of belts that are made out of like nylon and stuff, they're just not as supportive and rigid, and they don't give you that core rigidity that you're trying to look for. Also, no Velcro. Cheaper belts or some other types of weightlifting belts have Velcro to attach. You definitely want this thick, powerful buckle right here on your belt to hold it in position, because again, you want this to be helping your back support hundreds of pounds. Velcro just ain't going to do the trick for that. And the last thing is, if you're a beginner and this is your first lifting belt, you definitely want to get a belt that is no thicker than 10 millimeters. They make 13 millimeter belts, but those are usually for the big boys, like really big, like, strongmen and power lifters will get the really thick 13 millimeter belts. You want to get 10 millimeters at the thickest. That's what this belt is. And I remember when I first got it, it felt super thick and super rigid, and it took a while for me to get used to it. I couldn't even imagine, like, if you buy a 13 millimeter belt as a beginner, it's not going to be comfortable. So those are my tips for buying your first lifting belt. For more strength training content, follow Jonny Reps Fitness.